This is the first visit to this toll bridge is right, the toll house right by the Ironbridge. So it's just about closing now, so I'm going to have to leave. It gives a little history of the Here's the outside of the toll house, and here's the famous Iron Gorge Bridge, the first of its kind in the world, made out of cast iron and still surviving. Crosses, of course, the River Severn. This is a preserved, basically a Victorian, basically the whole town is, or village is preserved as a Victorian museum, and now it is rather expensive to visit all these museums, so £21.50 for an annual ticket. So that's what I'll purchase to get, because no way can you do this in just one day. It requires several visits. Old garden here in the Victorian World Heritage. There's the First World War memorial. Every town and village has one. And of course is the famous Ironbridge itself. We've got to negotiate these steps. There's the wild flower garden. Are you going? Quaint riverside houses and cottages. And this was a thriving industrial centre less than 100 years ago, but with the deindustrialisation, of course, of the country, all these workers' cottages, riverside cottages, are now probably quite expensive homes. Typical terraced houses built on the steep hillside. And there's the River Severn. It's quite a considerable river. I don't know if you quite see the power station, the Cosley power station, the cooling towers. More quaint riverside cottages over there, built in the workers at one time, but now rather expensive riverside cottages. There's the church up there on the hillside. This is like going back 100 years or more in time. 18th century canal. I can almost remember myself as far back than workshops look like this. Okay, Dave, yeah, the museum part is like the whole book. There's the wider gear, operated by machinery inside that building that lowers the carts down to the coal workings, and there's a little upper foundry there popping away. By way of contrast, here's a nice little set of allotments. That's kind of nice for, as I say, I can remember when I first started, it didn't look much different to this, the industrial world. You have a feeling of going back in time. This preserved industrial site. This was where the blast furnaces were located. At one time employed 700 men. And there's an old Victorian postbox. Victorian schoolhouse. Not much different from where I started out with the inkwells. There's that's a pretty fancy blackboard though, and there's the central heating system. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. Map of Shropshire on the wall. This is where you hang your coats, of course. And of course, a little wash basin. And outside the schoolhouse would be probably a factory. Over there is a Victorian school fairground, and there's the school right there. Looks a little bit like Mickland Village School, Church of England School. It's been cloudy all afternoon, so can't quite see the... Here's a squatter's cottage. The lady that was inside is locked up. She's taking a break. Yeah, it's all looks quite genuine. There's the old wash tub, firewood, old tin little chicken. I'll just take one of you, right? Sorry about that. Thank you. These are the kind of churches that probably existed in the far west, or even in the eastern states in the early days. There's quite, it's a definite church. There's your, well, looks like an small organ. It's all, I could go that way, but I'll return this way. This is what the workers looked like in the good old days. These particular workers worked in a clay mine. There's the Victorian fairground. Oops, and there's a working lift. The passengers actually operate this lift, inclined lift, and yeah, there's a view below the old Victorian schoolhouse, and you can see it's in quite a nice scenic location.
Lift arriving at upper ground level.
Section of the Shropshire Canal is obviously no longer navigable. And there's the Blist Hill inclined lift, which is still in excellent working order. Looks like a genuine article from back in the Victorian times. The entrance to the Victorian town. So this is the car park. This place must be pretty full in the summer months, because there's several overflow car parks also.